Hello there, cheeky potatoes. This is the second part of my postural analysis, kind of just talking about hip impingement. One of my glutes isn't active. So yeah, just make sure that you watch the first part of this video if you haven't already. Apparently I've got no dip in my back, so if anyone can explain what that means or what that does, I'm going to try and find out the answer. A lot of the solutions to the other problems would be to strengthen your glutes and strengthen your abs, as I do train my core like every single time that I go to the gym. So the reason why that wouldn't work for me is because every time I've done glute activation exercises, it wasn't actually turning on one side of my glutes, which means, say if I'm trying to do deadlifts or something like that, it's not helping me to lift the bar up on one side. It's not even, it's not going to help me out there. Every athlete knows that you need a good pair of strong glutes. You basically need them for everything. It's just essential basically if you want to train properly. You need a functional pair of glutes basically. And that could also stop your feet going out as much. So hip impingement is actually meant to stop you getting in the position that your leg is meant to be in to even turn your glute on. Whatever you do to your glute, it's not going to ever get in the right position to turn on. Things that I've been trying to do to like try and fix the hip impingement a bit is I've been watching a few of Shane Dowd's videos. Is that doing quad stretches, which I was doing before anyway, quite harsh ones. And the reason why quad stretches maybe aren't working as well at the moment, as I said before, is because of my pelvis. So the problem with that, a drill for internal rotation with a band. No internal rotation means one was on the floor, but your legs were up at an angle at 90 degrees, and you try to bring one of your knees in, and like one of them just wouldn't come in. That's like no internal rotation. It means that your legs, say your top leg bone, your thigh bone, is not rotating inwards, and you need internal rotation, especially for a movement. If you imagine a squat and someone with their knees over their toes, they need internal rotation for this. So on one side I can get a little bit of internal rotation, it's not too bad, but the side where I feel like I've got the hip impingement, just it feels impossible. It's been getting better though. I've been doing also things to smash the top of where my quad attachments are, and I've been doing like really painful things, using a kettlebell to get rid of the tight tissues near the groin area, which is very, very painful. Another banded stretch where you put the band around your foot and you move backwards and you let it pull basically at your hip capsule to allow movement in your hips. The last problem that the lady found, called Kat, is my coccyx was out of she's just magic, but she said my coccyx was like that to the side, and she said like obviously normally it's meant to be downwards, and she said it was a bit tucked under too. The reason why I'm guessing my coccyx was like that is because I did fall down the stairs when I was about 15 on my bum, and it really hurt for so long. Like even sometimes now, maybe if I sat on a really hard surface it probably would hurt like a lot. So my theory is that the lady called Kat said that my pelvis has probably been like that since I've been born. Obviously nobody's done anything about it, and that is probably the root cause of why any stretching or anything has like just not helped. It's probably helped me a little bit mobility wise. I've done ankle stretches, I've done piriformis stretches, I'm doing quad stretches, I've done hip flexors, like so many stretches, and I do yoga and everything. It's like I still haven't been able to do a squat or even get anywhere near that position. I've done the supine wall squat, which is that's a really fantastic stretch. It's helped me with other things like maybe a bit more back flexibility, but that's when I kept saying to my trainer Dan that one of my legs just won't go in. So basically, I'm not getting into the positions that I should be, and my training, it can go somewhere, obviously with progressive overload, but everyone knows that with the lower body movements, you're going to build a lot more muscle, lose a lot more calories, burn a lot more calories. It's going to be more efficient. It's just better all round. But if you're not using your legs, but actually my upper body isn't okay because it's out of balance, because Kat explained to me that the one side where your leg is quite, where your hip is like bunched up, you've normally got a shoulder imbalance. Both of my shoulders at the moment are a bit awful, but my lower body is the one that I really haven't been able to work on as much. So it's like I've even been doing cardio and just it starts to get painful sometimes. The other weird thing is that say if I do a side plank, one side I can hold for a lot longer just because one of the glutes, I feel like when it doesn't activate properly, it's more of a struggle for me to actually use my core efficiently. So it might hurt my back a bit more. And that's why it's a little bit annoying, because it's like I work so hard at the gym, but you're not always going to see the results. Strength wise, I can see the results, obviously not in my legs as much, and I can with deadlifts, but still my glutes aren't activating for deadlifts, so they could be a lot higher, but I'm quite happy with the weight that I'm lifting. But I just know that if my legs were working properly, like, it would just be so much better. Like, I would be able to lift so much more. Or in the same position where you've worked really, really hard and you're sticking to what you should be eating, like protein and calories and fruits and vegetables and everything like that, and you've tried everything, then maybe there is something more worse than with your posture than you actually thought there was. It might not just be that you need to stretch certain areas, it might be a bit deeper than that. So I would say go to like a chiropractor. The doctors aren't going to do anything, or go to like a Chinese medicine place or somewhere that you've heard with good reviews. It is worth it. Just do it and make sure you find that out. Even if you can get a consultation for free, then at least you know what's going on with your body. If something doesn't feel right, which mine never has, even since I've been going to school, since I do PE, since when I was doing PE, nothing ever felt right. It just didn't. Like when I walked, ran, anything, it just I couldn't understand why everyone else could do anything better than me, but I felt like I was putting in so much effort. So that's why I kind of never enjoyed PE at school, because obviously you're not going to when you've got problems, but you don't know you've actually got a problem with your legs or feet or hips or whatever. I've filmed a few mini updates of what's been going on. I filmed one more posture one, so I'm going to compare on the next video the posture that I had beforehand and the one that's happening after that, and then I'm meant to have another treatment of acupuncture and massage, and then maybe another one of that as well. So I'll let you know how that goes. But if you have any questions, then please leave them down below. If you want any stretching advice or anything like that, then please also let me know. But thank you so much for watching and for the likes and the comments and everything like that. So yeah, so see you next time, cheeky potatoes.